me see who else. Hello, Luna. So welcome back to day 4. I'm so glad to see some of the same faces coming back. It's lovely. Are you getting something from this? Really, you wouldn't be here otherwise, but yeah. Sometimes it's nice to just be involved in other people's stories and hear their journeys. And even though it's not directed to you, quite often the messages that are being fed back, it's landing with you. You know, we're all very, very similar creatures. So quite often we share experiences, maybe not so, you know, specifically, but the emotion, the resonance, we can all relate. So even if you don't ask a question, I'm sure you are getting feedback that's helping you in some way. So I'll introduce you to the panel. So we have some new ladies with us today, all trained through Soul Awakening Academy, different courses, but people, you know, women that are close to me in the community, that I pride myself on their success as well, because they've all gone on to do amazing things on their own credibility. So let me introduce you to Nikki. Go for it, Nikki. Tell everybody who you are and what you do, really.
I'm just waving at Kathy because she was in my class in school.
Oh, fantastic. I know.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I'm so grateful to be here, firstly, so thank you for having me. But I'm Nikki Kinsella. I'm a spiritual teacher and business coach, and I've done quite a few things with Anne-Marie. I did me QHEH, and then I did QHEH teacher training, and then I did the chakra alchemy, and I've probably done a couple of other things. I know I've done a coaching certification, and but Anne-Marie played like a really big part at the beginning of my journey and really helped to empower me to believe in myself. So absolutely, lots and lots of love.
Oh, thanks, Nikki. Mel, introduce yourself, lovely. What time is it with you? Have we got you out of bed?
It's 5:35 a.m. in the morning.
No, well done, Mel. You look fresh as a
you.
freaking daisy.
I have my coffee. I'm Coach Mel, and I completed the Spiritual Life Coach and Energy Psychologist diploma. And I became a life coach and transitioned to a business and mindset coach. And I empower women to overcome self-doubt and reignite their passion for their business legacy.
Yeah, and I love watching you fly, basically. Yeah, as you all have. Yeah. So, Amanda, back again.
Back again, back for more. Can't get me away. Every day I'm here. It's just so fantastic to be part of this. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did my transformational life coaching diploma with Anne-Marie at a time when I was really lost in my life. I just left teaching after 20 years as a secondary school teacher and didn't have any real idea about what I was going to do. And this fell into my life, and it's completely given me a sense of direction and opened me up to go really deep within. And showed me that I've always been a coach, but I just hadn't called myself a coach before now. I've done the QHEH training also, which I love. It's one of my favourite modalities ever. I'm doing EFT at the moment as well. So I'm an empowerment coach, an intuitive empowerment coach, because I rely a lot on my intuition through my interactions with people. And I also have aphantasia, which means that I don't have a visual imagination. So I have no capacity to imagine pictures or see pictures. So I use my intuition and feelings to lead me. And yeah, it's wonderful being here. My passion is lighting people up and helping people see that they have so much more power. We have so much more power than we often believe that we do. So yeah. It's fantastic to be here.
Second that. Thank you so much. And last but no means least, our Sam.
Yeah, thanks, Anne-Marie. So I'm Sam. I've done a number of courses with Anne-Marie as well. The quantum holographic, the holistic wellness coach, meditation, loads. So I'm glad to be back. I really enjoyed it, the one we did on Monday. I would, if you're going to put a label on it, call myself a medicine woman and psychic medium. and I help women, mainly people pleasers, reconnect back to their heart, body, and spirit. So yeah, basically you can break free of the burden of responsibility to others, and begin that life living for yourself and who you're born to be.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. I love that. And just something you said there, like landed with me because I've been thinking about business and like how to help people a little bit more. And, you know, the conversations yesterday were and Monday, I can't remember now, but they were like a confidence, fear, you know, all these blocks that we have. And business, you know, our type of business, it's like really sought after now. But that can mean that when we do like have confidence blocks, we can look out there and go, oh my God, there's so many people doing this. It's like if you're a plumber, you go, oh my God, there's, you know, however many thousand plumbers in my area. Oh, therefore, you know, I'm not going to do it. So there's something in what you said which makes you quite niche, and that's working with a particular type of people. And the theme today is obviously how to turn your passion into a profitable business. I think one of the things that really does hold people back is in their messaging. They're not clear, they're not specific enough, they're not niche enough. And they think they have to be broad because they don't want to lose people. But actually what they do is they gain the right people in the masses. So that could be a theme that we bring to the table today. But I'm going to open it up to all you lovely participants. And as we've been doing for the last few days, you have direct access to me and all of my capable speakers that can help you overcome, give you guidance, mentorship, whatever you feel you need today. So I'll just open it up. Don't be polite, just unmute yourselves. It's first come, first served. Not very organized. Just go for it. Who would like to kick it off?
I'll say something about the niche. I think it's really important
Yeah.
that there are a lot, especially coaches, life coaches that start out with that are very, very broad. And that's something that I work with my clients is you have to be specifically niched and to not have the fear of niching down, because when you do your marketing and branding, no one can resonate with you. And you want those people to emotionally connect with you of like, you can solve my problem. But you're also expanding because you will, if you're on social media, someone sees something on your page and goes, I know someone that can use your help. Or there'll be a message that resonates with them and say, I don't have your specific niche, but I think I could use your help. So you're still going to get the broad audience, but you're going to fine tune like the people that really are specifically your clients that you need.
Yeah, and I saw something today and I thought that's fantastic. And it was an animal healer, acupuncturist, Reiki, I can't remember, but she was working on dogs and she said for nervous dogs. And I thought that's brilliant because normally people would just put I treat dogs. And the person with the nervous dog who wants to find the cure for the nervous dog is probably thinking, oh no, they won't help my dog. But if you can like really name the emotion that you are helping with your solution, that's how you build your business. Thanks, Matt. Right. So questions, send us your questions. Let us help you.
I suppose the big question would be how to identify that niche. And I'm not asking you as specifically as me, but in general, perhaps you could guys share what was that thing which brought you to your path? Because I'm struggling with defining my niche because there are so many things I'm passionate about and so many things I think would be helpful, but the pinning down to that niche, it's a struggle. And I know it's a struggle not for me, but for all young coaches or even coaches who've been on that journey for a while and got to that point that, okay, it's time to find that niche. And as I said, I particularly have few things I could do, and it's hard to pick just one or even two or broaden it up.
Nikki, yeah, go for it.
That resonates massively with me. So I don't know if you know anything about human design, or if you know what human design type you are. What do you know what you are?
I know exactly. I'm a generator 6.2.
So I'm a Manigen 5/2, but I know Manigens aren't supposed to niche. We're supposed to do about 50 different things at the same time. And I think sometimes when you've got the same things, but they're under the same, or different things, but under the same umbrella, like I don't believe that you have to niche. I think we have to have an ideal client, or like the person that we're talking to, or the problem that we solve. But I think as long as you can say, this is the transformation that I'm going to help you with, and this is who it's for, the people will come to you, and then you can then decide which feather out your cap you're going to use to help them with the things. So I don't think you have to tell people that you do just one thing, because we generally don't, do we? Or I can't. I've got too many things that I love. I'm just thinking of doing another one, and I'm like, no, do I even need it? It's like, stop following the shiny. So I don't know if that helps to give yourself permission to have them all, but just niche your messaging rather than your
Yeah.
because it'll be for different things, won't it? So I've got loads of different things in my toolkit that I can use for depending on who needs it.
That's
But
it.
talk about them all.
Yeah, at the same time. So that lady with the dog example, where she was very specific on the type of dog she was wanting to help, her next post could say dogs with an skin condition. But what she's doing in her messaging is she's getting very specific. So as Nikki says, talking to the client avatar. So you think about the problem and the solution and how you portray that in the message. So when someone says, I help people with confidence, they could narrow that down. That person who has a confidence block around public speaking. So you can see how all the people who need the solution to get them on through that public speaking fear are going to be going to this one particular person, and not just those going, well, I don't know, that's really going to solve my problem. So
yeah, not being scared to talk to that person, like,
yeah,
who is she and how is she feeling and what have you got? It's not even what you've got. You don't even need to tell them what you're going to do. It's how you're going to help them feel at the end, isn't it? And they go, oh, I need that.
yes, they're just looking for the solution. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just going to say that what people are interested in, absolutely what's already been said, really, but what people are interested in is the transformation. What they want is the result, and they just want to know that you can get them from where they are to where they want to be. And then it's up to you to maybe have that holistic approach and have all those things you can choose from. They're not even going to necessarily know what those you can put on your website, what modalities that you have and what things you do. But it sounds like your question was more in terms of you have a lot of things that you like to do, and that's what you wanted to niche down. But the guidance that you're being offered is to niche down the messaging rather than the modalities that you use. Does that make sense in terms of what you're saying, or is that what you're asking?
Absolutely. That is brilliant, because that gives me another perspective, which I was missing, and to focus on niching the message rather than my skills.
So you can do all the things, you can have all the skills, and you can pick from that box of skills dependent on the person that you meet in terms of the client that comes forward. You can choose whichever skills, whichever of those modalities you believe fit that person best. It might not be one, it might be two, it might be three. You might combine several of them with that one person, but niching down your message is what's the way forward. So it's not about changing what you do, it's about changing the way that you niche your message to the person that you'll want to work with.
Yeah. Another thing as well, I think I put a post on Facebook, Soul Awakening Academy page, a book I was reading, 10x Your Story by, I've forgotten the guy's name, but I think I put a picture of it. And he says, there's a quote in there that says, people don't buy products, they buy stories. I think it was something like that. So your product, your service will only sell, not only sell, but it sells better if you have a story, because that's what people are buying into. Actually, they're buying into you. So for someone like yourself, Anna, who's who's very creative, you might find it difficult to focus and get that bit right, which all we've just said might be great advice, but you might struggle with that because you're so highly creative. So I would suggest to you to try it, see if it fits. If not, try another way. And another way would simply be telling people what you love. Make this all about you and not about them. Because you know it helps. If it helps you, it helps someone else. So that might be a thing that you forget trying to focus on your client avatar and what problem that they might have. Sometimes it's very difficult to do that. But think about what you love and just show what you love. That's easy, isn't it?
Absolutely. There is so much sense in this. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks. Amazing. So, ladies, just for those who've just joined, the theme is, get it again, is how to turn your passion into a profitable business. Doesn't have to be, you don't have to have a question that relates to that. Obviously, we're going to take any questions from you. But speak now if you have another question. Let's open it back up.
I got loads of brain farts off that question. It's just like another reminder, isn't it? Like, name the emotional element that you help them with. Like, people buy emotion, don't they, from like how they feel first, and then they'll look at, you know, the logic. So it's all about connecting to them. So what you've just said about the storytelling, sorry, Anna, I don't know what you do, but I think what Anne-Marie said about when you tell a story about why you love what you do and how it's helped someone, it reconnects you back as well, and you get that nice little fire back in your belly, and you don't feel as lost then because it's brought you home to like what you love.
There's such a fear around selling, and I did a live about it this morning because I'm going to run an event. And there's such a fear around practitioners, healers, therapists selling what they do. And I just think, God, if we were a lawyer, if we were a psychotherapist, if we were, you know, would we really have a problem walking into a room and telling people what we do? The answer is highly likely no. It's because people instantly get what a lawyer is, and it might not be, you know, the specific niche. They get what that looks like. They get blanket level what a psychotherapist looks like and what their job involves and how they can help people. But with this type of work, it's very, very difficult to sum it up into a relatable sentence that people go, oh, and there's that fear as well as being like judged, you know, someone's face pinching and being like, come on, you know, that doesn't work though, does it really? So I would say choose your audience very wisely. Don't sell or even tell people what you do, what your dreams are, what your aspirations are, if they are the wrong type of person, because you will feel like crap after it. It's not worth it. I hate it when people ask me what I do. I constantly struggle with it. There's different reasons for that. But it's also delivering your message within the right community. And you guys have to go out and find that. And I always hear coaches when they come on board and say, oh, but I'm not, you know, how do I build a business? I'm not very good on social media. Don't really want to do the videos and the posting and stuff. Well, don't then go and figure out what it is that you feel happy doing, because you could be someone who loves to network. Nikki, you're great at networking, aren't you? Sam, you do a lot, don't you, as well? I see you out and about all the time. Mel, you get yourself out there. Amanda, do you do networking and stuff?
Yeah, I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at it.
I'm crap at it. I just don't like it. So, but if for some people they love it and they thrive, And I'm not one. As soon as it's over and you have to mingle, I'm gone. I'm in my car and I'm out the door and I'm gone. No, I just hate myself for it, but I don't know what it is. Just don't like
You
it.
know what though? I went to a networking, it wasn't even well, it was a networking event the other week and I was a speaker. And I've got a book called The Feminine Energy Guide. And I took about 10 books with me and I had like my little pop-up stand and stuff. And I was talking about being your brand and why it's so important to be yourself. Because if you don't know me, go and have a look at my Instagram because I've got pictures of me dressed as a pigeon and a squirrel and a whoopee cushion this morning. And I just love having fun. And I was like, people send me squirrel things all the time now because that's what they associate me with. Squirrels in my brand is like mindset, and the squirrels run around and river dance in my head. But they said to me, like about 6 people came up afterwards and said, I would never have bought your book because it's called The Feminine Energy Guide. And I don't think I need that. But your story and just meeting you has made me want more. So I think sometimes when we're in person with people, especially you, Anne-Marie, your energy is just gorgeous. And like, if you spoke to more people when we go walking around Sefton Park, you might say, yeah, I think it's just so big. And I did another one on Monday and got someone on my retreat in June that I'm running and someone for me Reiki attunements this weekend, just because they were like, I want to work with you. And I was like, oh, just love.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, I love that. Thank you. Any questions from you ladies? How can we help you today? Do you need to unmute, Cam? No, I thought you were trying to unmute.
I was listening. I was waiting for someone to come up first, but as I'm here, yes, thank you for having me again. You're fabulous. I'm really getting stuck into my course.
Oh, good.
I'm still learning. I'm still a student, and I'd love to set up my own business. I've got my daughter doing my own websites, but it's just getting it in my head, and I know I'm on the right alignment because everything just keeps on happening and everything just keeps on coming in front of me. But then I have this tiny little grumbling on my shoulder, giving a little bit of doubt. I've come up with my brand name, my company name, which represents me. It's part of my name and everything. So I've come up with that, and I want to do the coaching on the NLP, hypnosis, Reiki, this whole spiritual journey. I don't know where to go in that. I think my biggest fear is, how am I going to get the clients?
Yeah,
I've been self-employed for many years, so I'm not afraid of going from employment to self-employed, but there's just that first step of, how am I going to get my clients?
yeah, I love that question. It's
Yeah.
such an important question. Let's see what Mel, let's hear from you.
Sure. I think everyone goes through that fear of trying to find clients. I mean, we're all just like, okay. And I think a lot of it is going to be going through the course with Anne-Marie of overcoming that self-doubt. And where's that self-doubt still coming from, right? Because gaining clients is also about feeling worthy to have it. So you need to have a game plan of, like we were talking about, getting your marketing out with the right message. And then having faith is a big part of it too, because I've never paid for ads and I'm a high ticket coach, and I basically attract my clients based by conversations, people referring people to me, and my marketing, and that's it. I've never paid for an ad. But a lot of that is also tuning in that I deserve those clients. So you really need to be like, why do I deserve those clients? Those clients need me. And when we talk about niche modalities, you can have a ton of modalities. That's not how you get the people on the call. The people on the call is like, I'm going to help you do this so you can feel confident about your business. And then it like will resonate with somebody and go, I just want to get on that 20-30 minute free call. Then when you dive in with that woman or man or whoever it is, and you emotionally connect to their story, they're going to open up and they're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and they're going to sign with you. So it's being able to get them on that conversation of, let's just talk about it. Let's, and it's not just going to be marketing. You also have to learn organic lead generation, which is using social media. It's getting in the Facebook groups of spiritual groups, if that's what you're going to do, Reiki groups. So I would say for anyone who's not using Facebook groups, there is a ton of opportunity for you to connect with other people, to get those people on those discovery calls, and make sure you give a discovery call, that free 20-30 minutes, so you can have that conversation. And I do mine on Zoom, and you can, and we're all spiritual here, right? We can tap in deeper to those people and connect. And that's where they're going to resonate, and they're going to say, yes, I need your help. So it's really important to have all those things. But for you, I always say there's 3 fundamentals in business. One, having clarity of your goals and your niche, closing your eyes and saying, who do I really want to help? That's how you're going to find it. Number 2, overcoming, having that confidence, overcoming the limiting beliefs, like what am I still holding on to that's not going to serve my business? Knowing what that is and overcoming that. And that's something that we learned in the classes, right? And then 3 is having a consistent accountability strategy plan. How do I do this? How do I show up for myself? How do I put my marketing and branding out? And when you can get those 3 down, then you just allow and surrender and say, okay, I've done my part. Now I believe that law of attraction or spirituality is going to work for me. And that's literally how I've grown my business. That's it.
Thank you.
Mel is an excellent one to take advice from on this topic, because Mel just set the goal. She's a master student as well. She set the goal and she knew when she wanted to achieve it by, and she did it. You came from the corporate kind of background, so that's leverage as well. You know, you've got that mindset of what it takes to make it work. But you just made it work. There was no, oh, what if somebody sees me? Oh gosh, what if they don't like it? I look so different to how they know me. There was none of that bullshit. Excuse, listen, forget that. If you have that mindset, you're really going to hold yourself back by 5 years, I reckon, if you allow yourself to go down that train. Oh, what if such and such next door sees this post? If that's the case, set up a Facebook group where you don't invite those people to join. Think about Beyonce. I know, Beyonce, right? She suffered badly with confidence, so badly. She had to create an avatar when she went on stage, Sasha Fierce, okay? So when she goes on stage, if she went on as her real self, she would probably come crumbling down. Imagine, I could, you know, feel that internalization of all those eyes, all that power on you that can crush somebody, literally can drop them to the knees. She had to go on using her avatar as Sasha Fierce to get through that. She will have had coaching to become Sasha Fierce. What does Sasha Fierce look like? What does she feel like? Who do you want Sasha Fierce to be? How does Sasha Fierce go on the stage? How does she deal with confidence? How does she deal with it? You know, show me what she looks like. Act that way for a day. You know, you have to figure out what actually is holding you back and find a strategy that replaces it, so you don't hold yourself back, because who knows what life has in store for us? Who knows when our ticket's up? We go on the magical bus tour to heaven to meet Creator. Who knows when that's going to happen? But what a bloody shame if it happened without us achieving our goals and our dreams because of stupid fear that Mrs. Jones down the road isn't going to like what I post.
I love that. Thank you.
Spirituality and what we do, the world is open to it right now. And just tap into that and don't be fearful. But I'll tell you a story when I quit my 6-figure job. I was in construction for 23 years and I quit it in 2020 or 2022. I quit my job because I had all this stuff lined up for me with somebody. And that went away. This person ghosted me. And I was like, I have 5 months of savings to make this work. So there was a lot of fear, but I actually enrolled in a $9,700 program to learn lead generation and business and more stuff. That took 2 of my 5 months that I had to save. But with all the tears and all the things not making money, I was like, I'm going to make this work because I believe my passion will equal abundance. So what did I do? I took everything out of that course that worked for me. And I said to myself, I will make that $9,700 back. It was a 90-day course. And I put everything that, all the tears and everything in it. And I just like, I believe I'm not going to have to run back to corporate, that this is going to work for me and I'm going to build my business. 3 days when that 90-day course ended, I booked my first 10,000 in clients because of my belief system. Yeah. And so everyone just has to believe, like, we're always running to like, what if? It just has to be like, I have to put 100% into this because I believe that this is my passion and that will bring that abundance to me. So you just have to be in that mindset that this is what you're supposed to do now on this planet, and, you know, serve humanity, and just be in that energy. That energy will produce that abundance for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That was really good. Thank you. Any more questions from the ladies?
I love that you said the world is open to spirituality, and just going back to what Anne-Marie said, it's hard sometimes to make it a tangible outcome when it's spiritual. That's what I found. So talking about the transformation and connecting emotionally was the way that I got around that. But I just love those two little bits.
Yeah, there was something around what Mel said there around, you know, she had some savings and she knew what she needed, which was that course on lead generation. And it was, she knew at the end of that course that she's going to have the skills to be able to do the thing that she currently can't do. So when you're running your sessions or your coaching programs and you're thinking about that, how are you telling people within 90 days you will have the capabilities to X, Y, Z? So don't obviously overpromise and underdeliver. You have to make sure that the transformation that you are selling is tried, it's tested, you've been through it yourself, and you know that it's going to work. So we're not guaranteeing that you know, you can't like overpromise these things, because the client is in control ultimately of their own outcomes with their choices. But if you can help somebody think a different way or eat better or something like that, that fundamentally equals something. So think about what your service equals if they follow your steps and techniques. Okay, so let's hear from some other ladies. Michelle at Soul Feeling, Soul Healing. Let's hear from you. Hello. You've been with us all week.
Hi. Yeah, this is the third day I've joined.
Hello, hi, nice to see you. Let's hear from you. Do you have a question for us?
Oh, you've put me on the spot. I don't think I do particularly. But I have only been doing what I've been doing since January. So I feel very new to being self-employed. I have some clients, but I also have some time in my diary. So yeah, this is a good topic today.
Yeah, great. So why did you join this week? What were you wanting to get from it?
I think that I also have an inner curiosity of where else I need to be in this holistic world. What I'm kind of just waiting for something to jump out, if I'm honest. Um, yeah, I don't know what my question is.
Yeah,
I didn't raise my hand or anything, but I've been cautious not to take on too many clients whilst I'm looking after my own system. Not to
yeah.
flood it, not to not give enough. So if anything, I've probably got a question on how everybody balances that and when you know when to start turning people away.
Mhm. Yeah, that is a good question, to be fair. Because the temptation is, isn't it, to have a full diary? Gosh, I remember when I first started, that was me, and I overgave so much. and actually had people coming around to the house. What a weird, what a weird thing. But I was actually coaching in my house, in my living room. And yeah, gosh, I used to have, I mean, you know, this type of person I am, but one particular client would like stay for hours, and it would be like 10, maybe creeping up to 11 o'clock at night, and I was knackered, and you know, just didn't have the kind of boundary space to say, you know, these are the kind of like boundaries. But I soon learned the hard way, because for some reason I got hooked in to the giving part. And I wouldn't say it was necessarily all bad, because I was actually learning. It was giving me an opportunity to learn, refine, see what works, what didn't work. But there was a big lesson in it for me, that people will obviously receive all that you have to give. So, you know, they're not being bad people for that. Because obviously, who wouldn't want to take it all, you know, when it's helping? So yeah, let's throw this over to the panel and see what they have to offer on that.
Well, this is sort of ideal for what I do, really. It is, as already been said today, you know, when you're spiritual entrepreneur, business owner, or whatever, it is a personal journey about yourself. I feel that you learn so much about yourself. It's an experiment. You're experimenting all the time. So, and there can be that urge, as Anne-Marie's just said, to make yourself busy, fully booked, etc., and essentially burn yourself out and make yourself ill. So I actually came at this a different way, because I've come into this having to give up my career in finance due to overgiving in there and making myself ill.
Same. I'm on the other side of burnout.
Yeah,
I've repaired myself, and now I'm being cautious with myself.
So what I'd say, still be cautious, and it is an experiment. Try and keep things as simple as possible is what I've learned, and you know what your natural strengths and abilities are. Use them, tap into that. You know, it's a spiritual, you know, loads of different modalities, everyone said, and it can sometimes be, I found it hard having this big picture of where I wanted to get to, and I'm still working on that. You know, that we are evolving all the time, and we're learning new stuff all the time. Just try and keep it simple. So yes, have that goal, have that target. I sometimes find that quite overwhelming. It's like, well, how the hell am I going to get there? Or another common thing which I used to do is compare myself to others, who might have a whole team behind them, or you know, they're further on in the journey than you are. So try not to compare yourself, not overwhelm yourself. If you are that, like it might be with your burnout and that your nervous system needs a lot of tender love and care. You might be a sensitive person as well, that you want to help the world, basically make a difference. But it's going to start with helping yourself first. And it sounds like you might have already had a bit of that journey already, because you've had that exhaustion. So I definitely, some of the things I've learned along the way is, you know, have a week where you don't work with anyone.
Okay.
Have days in a week, you know, depending if you're full-time, part-time, but always learning, experimenting. Have days where you're not working with clients. So whether that, you know, could be a week out of a month or days in the week, and you know, really factor in your own wellness and block that into your diary and calendar as a non-negotiable. As Anne-Marie touched on, boundaries are huge, because people will want everything that you can give them, and it's our responsibility to say, you know, this is the value I can give you. And it's not that it's not that you're not caring less about your clients and that, but it's having that strong foundation in place, keeping it simple, but having the boundaries in place of like, no, you know, I don't work this day, or I finish work at this time. Because if you are working from home as well, it's so easy to end up doing stuff till whatever time. But on the flip side of that, working for yourself, you can work at the best times for you. And that might not be, you know, the normal 9 to 5, you know, and on times when your energy might be low, you work in a different way. And it is really about just starting and experimenting and seeing what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And for myself, I know the people I work with, it is a journey of discovering, well, what is pushing me to do more. It is about slowing down. I think when we slow down, we actually get to where we're going quicker in a way. And it's just not over pushing, and just sort of go cliche, but going with the flow, and it will evolve over time. You know, with how we start, anyone who starts business, that you are not that same person. Your business isn't the same. It's not going to look the same. But it is about, and which is my theme of putting yourself first, because again, the cliche, you can't pour from an empty cup. And if we continue to do that, as you said, we learn the hard way that that's just not possible.
Yeah.
Get into the support system as well around you, you know, making people understand what you're trying to do, what you're trying to create, the support you need. And there'll be times that people don't understand what you are trying to do. And just finding you and what you need.
Yeah.
I hope that was helpful.
Thanks so much. Yeah, thank you.
I think, Nikki, you've got a story around boundaries, really, haven't you? Back when COVID hit and everything. That was a big lesson for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, so when I first did QHEH, it was we were literally told, weren't we, on the last session that we were going into lockdown. So we were all in the like
Final role.
Yeah, studio together going, oh my God. But I decided during lockdown that I'd get a lot of practice in, but I was offering QHEH sessions for £10 and I was doing 3 a day. I know. When I look back at it, I'm like, oh, bless you. And I couldn't
like, what, about an hour or 2 hours probably sometimes, yeah.
So 3 a day, about 4 days a week at £10. And when I told Anne-Marie what I was doing, she was like, no, we don't need just no, Nick, just no. And I was like, well, she's like, the reason you're so busy is because it's just £10 and you know, you need to charge what it's worth, and the transformations that people were having and all of that. And it was a real big lesson around charging your worth, but also you don't need to say yes to everyone. I think now I know I can choose who I want to work with, and sometimes I don't have availability or it's not what I want to do. So I think I don't know how you tap in with yourself, but if someone asks you if you want to do something and you're like, yeah, it doesn't make me want to pee glitter, or it's just like, eh. So that's how I'll gauge whether it's the right or wrong thing to do as well. But I burnt out big time during lockdown until we had a conversation and then they went up. Yeah.
There's a couple of things in all that's been said. When because I know it's obviously different for you, Michelle, because you've experienced burnout. So you know you have to like really tune into your nervous system. That's, you know, that the different story really. But for new like practitioners and coaches, you know, we all have this thing around charging what we feel we're worth. But when we're starting out, nobody knows that. They have no experience of us. They don't know who we are from a bar of soap. We have no testimonials. We have nothing to back up what we say we do, and even if it works. So who really is likely to start paying you £500 an hour without a story behind it and a belief in you and a trust in your brand? So there's absolutely nothing wrong with offering your services for 10 quid for free in exchange for a testimonial, a video footage, whatever it is that's going to get you exposure and build your brand and build trust. I've done loads for free on YouTube, but people knew if they were getting something from me, it's being recorded and it's going on my YouTube channel and it's going out via social media. Are you okay with that? And yeah, because they were getting a free thing. And then I've got then testimonials off the back of that now go out in all my sales webinars and funnels and emails and things like that. So there's nothing wrong with that. You have to build up trust in your brand so you can work your fucking arse off, but you need to know, well, where's it leading me? And have your goals around what you want your life to look like, what you want your lifestyle to look like. Do you want to be in a place where you can just work from your laptop and you're still delivering high service? Or, where do you want how do you want your environment to change within the next couple of years, and work towards that? Might not be around a financial goal. It could just be around environmental changes. Well, I'll be able to move, or blah, 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 blah. This is how I want to feel every day when I wake up. So having something in your head will help you get there.
Thank you all so much. Thank you.
And also, I just wanted to say one last thing. With the people that I did overgive to at the beginning, they became high value clients later down the line because of the service that I delivered to them. So we have to dispel really the myths that you see on social media all the time. Charge your worth, set your boundaries, do this thing. Well, yeah, that's all right to say that, but when nobody knows who you are, that's just not going to work. You have to deliver your best work potentially for free.
Yeah.
To get known. There's no shame in that. It's just a strategy.
Yeah, thank you. I have seen a little bit of reward like that from I spent Christmas and January doing my website, and in January I was like, okay, I'm a therapist now, off we go.
Yeah.
No clients. So I worked with friends free of charge, friends or family or friends of friends, for all of January with testimonials in return. And from that I do have regular clients now because I charged from Feb. So I'm so glad I did that, and I'm hoping that kind of ripple effect happens. If somatic therapy ever comes into conversation, I'll be in somebody's mind. So yeah,
Yeah, that's exactly the way to do it. That it's a foolproof way to build your business. You're building it from the ground up. I built my business with nothing, literally nothing. So can you imagine how much hard work I had to literally? Yeah, it was crazy. So I didn't care if I was doing clients for free. And I was getting all these people to see it and trust in what I was doing. How can you sell like a weird spiritual service? How can you sell it without proving it helps somebody? So find those people that want to work with you in exchange for XYZ, because if they're paying, they don't want it shared on social media.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So think about you can do both. And just another thing about building your business as well, which I think is really important. Somebody said it before about becoming your brand. Yeah. So 100%, I think it was you, Nikki, is right. Right. Myself and Nikki, we swear like troopers. Okay. So if we weren't honest about that fact, and then somebody in our circle, we portrayed ourselves in a different, very ladylike, prim proper way, and then somebody heard us swearing, imagine how that would change their belief in us and their perception about us. So authenticity, Nikki, you know, lives it, breathes it. I do my best. You know, but it's a good point. And when people come on your social media, what are they seeing? It bugs the shit out of me. When people tag people, when I'm looking for someone, oh, go to such and such person, she's the best. I click on the profile and, you know, all it is cat posts. There's nothing there that tells me about that person's business. She is not the authority. So think about that. What are people seeing when they land on you? If you don't want to put your business on your personal Facebook page, that's fine. And you want to keep it, you know, away from certain people, go and set up a Facebook business page and put your business stuff on there. Share your journey, share all your testimonials, get all your feedback, do your videos with people. Tell people your own insights and breakthroughs. Don't be afraid at all to share your vulnerability, coupled with how you've overcome certain things. And that's then speaking, your brand is speaking for itself. Your solutions are being shared. People will build trust in you.
I think it's even on the website, isn't it, though? Sometimes like websites can be a little bit fluffy, but I mean, mine says if you don't like swearing squirrels or glitter, you're in the wrong place. So it's like,
yeah.
But there's, you know, we all need to stand out in our own way, don't we? Because there's, like you say, there's so many people doing the same thing. Why are you different? Like, why should people come to you? Like, I have fun with all my clients, even though I take what I do very, very seriously. I make them feel safe, and we have a laugh, and we swear a lot, and that's part of, you know, what I want people to know about me. So I put it out there, but I know exactly what you mean. I had exactly the same the other day. Oh, such and such is good at this, and I went on. It was like the Rottweiler, and I was like, I don't know where's the reflexology stuff. It wasn't there.
Yeah, and sometimes they have a link in the thing, you know, to go and find it, but then sometimes they don't. And you think, well, do you want, you know, how am I? No, can't spend money with you. Like, there's no trust, loyalty, brand reputation, or anything built there, you know. So think about your credibility. Who do people see? Don't try and portray yourself as something you're not. You'll get found out. And the biggest thing you can do is share your own stories. Share your own story. Now, I did get a message, and I don't know if maybe Cam, it was from you, if you don't mind me sharing. Did you message me, Cam? Was it someone else? Somebody sent me a text message. I'm not sure who it was. Somebody sent me a text message regarding the live that I did today, and they spoke about all the fears that we have as practitioners. No, Cam, it wasn't you, obviously.
No.
And I'll just share a little bit about what they said, because these are the words that come out of everybody's mouth. Just listen to your live sounds perfect for me. Not being good enough, even though people tell I am. Struggled with the thoughts, but then I think, fuck it, I'll just do it anyway. Struggle with charging. Sometimes I feel like a fraud, so imposter syndrome. I don't tell my story much because a family member is very much still, you know, present. And I don't know if people would be interested in me anyway. That is pretty much what all of us have thought, isn't it? Verbatim. And I sent her back and I said, everything you've said here is what everybody tells themselves, including me. So we are no different. These fears that we have, we all share them collectively. So the video that I put out was, yes, we all have those thoughts. Don't, you know, none of us are superhuman here. We have those thoughts. Just accept it. Those thoughts are there. But what might not be strong enough yet is your desire to do the thing. So there's something called the hero's journey, and it's about going over the threshold. It's hearing the call to adventure, which is, oh, I need to change my life. I feel like there's a healer inside me, there's a coach, there's a therapist inside me. I want to work with dogs, especially nervous dogs, whatever. And then we either stay in the ordinary world, you know, stay in the sheep herd mentality, it's safe here, you know, I get fed here, I get loved here, nobody's gonna throw me out here if I stay this way. But then that just is the mundane, where your soul gets ripped out your chest, and it's literally Groundhog Day. Or you can heed the call to adventure, which means you go on a journey, which we see in all of the movies, the hero stories, where to become a hero, you have to go through these cycles, tests of life. And that's where you'll meet the enemy, you'll have to slay the dragon, you'll have to face the demon within you, the shadow. You'll learn your lessons. You can go back to the ordinary world if you want, with your tail between your legs. But ultimately, you get to the golden elixir, which is ultimately the thing that everybody is searching for, which is unveiling their true potential. So when people say, oh, I don't know what my purpose is, don't know what my purpose is, they're on this hero's journey. They're going through, and they'll be at a certain stage of it. So if you haven't taken one of my thingies called Discover Your Unique Spiritual Purpose, it is going to be available soon. I take everybody through that, and there's a workbook, and I'll probably do it when I do the live in Liverpool as well. But it's likely we're at a certain stage, but we all want to jump to the 12th step, which is the golden elixir. I found it without learning the lessons. Does anybody have any more questions?
Just what you said there, it's supposed to be a journey, isn't it? You know, the whole of our lives, and these little bumpy bits and the scary bits things we'll look back on in 5 years' time. I mean, if I looked at where I was 5 years ago, I was nowhere near where I am now. So I'm like, where am I going to be in another 5 years? And I think it's really exciting just reflecting on how far you have come and what you're doing. And like that anything's possible, isn't it? It's that exciting.
Yes. Yeah. Any more questions, ladies? You're all very quiet today. Let's see, Nikki, if we can answer your question that you wanted me to help you with.
Okay. Do you want me to tell you what it is?
If that's all right.
Oh yeah. So I've got this tendency of following the shiny, and I do loads of different courses, and I love everything that I do. And at the beginning of the year, I put together a retreat, which is on the 7th of June.
Yeah.
I'm having a firewalker come. Because I was like, how can it be more empowering? Because it's called She Empowers. So we do like the Moonike right to the womb ceremony, loads of like subconscious limiting beliefs removal and all that. And then on the Sunday, I was like, imagine if they went away feeling like a proper badass, like doing this work. So I had to do it myself first. She was like, come along, because you can't hold this, you can't do this if you haven't done it yourself. You know, you need to be able to share. And I was like, okay. So I went along, broke an arrow on my throat. I did the firewalk twice. I walked broken glass. I know. I came away going, yes, like I'm like, honestly, I was pumped, and thought it was like the physical part of what we talk about mentally, and it just went really perfectly together. So she's doing firewalk training.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, do I want to do it?
I want to do it now. I want to do it. I really want to do this. I love the idea of this.
Hold it.
So I don't know if I'm just following the shiny. I've been leaning into me energy, and it's really 1 minute it's like, oh my God, yes, I need to do this. And the other part, it's like, no. But the thing that's really put me off is the training is 4 days, 10-hour days.
Wow.
Or 12-hour days, 10 till 10. And it's a 2-hour drive there and back. So I'm going to be like out, and it's the week before me retreat.
Oh my God, it sounds amazing.
It sounds amazing.
12 hours of full on.
But when I did my cards, it was like, oh, you know, go inwards. It's going to take you on a real journey, because you're doing being able to hold the space for people and helping them to break concrete blocks and bend metal bars of the neck, and it's all that type.
Whoa.
I know, empowerment stuff. I thought, imagine the retreat days I could run, or like I could be part of other people's things and go and help them to do all that. So I really feel like it could be an amazing add-on, but I don't know if I need it because I've just franchised my business, which is really what I should be focusing on.
You know what? I'm going to make this a bit different, and I will pull some cards. I'm going to make this a bit different because we need to raise the energy. We've only got a really small number today compared to the rest of the week, and you're all really quiet, so I'm going to wake you all up. You're all therapists, healers in your own right now. Who wants to just unmute yourselves and let's just chirp in with Nikki and give us some help and advice?
Do it. Go for it. No regrets. Sorry. I was here going, do it, do it. And when it's done, you'll be thinking about it and think of all those endorphins and new neurons and everything in your body. And before you retreat, you'll have another cape.
Oh, I love that. I got like goose pimples then when you said that.
I was literally on that journey with you, and I was doing the fire walk with you. It's really weird, but
There's
yeah,
still space on my retreat if you want to come. I've got 2 spaces.
Where is it? I'm doing my other week of NLP that week, the 7th of June. It's online. I won't say who with because then it's advertising another business, etc. But who's it with? Oh, who's it with?
What is it you were doing? Sorry, I missed what you were doing.
I've got it here. NLP. I'm doing the practitioner and the masters, but you just saying that, it's something I've always wanted to do. Because I've got this picture of going to South India and doing it. But yeah, do it. Do it. Get your new cape.
Oh my God. It's just it's the time, isn't it? I wouldn't see anyone for 4 days. And then the week after I'm away. I know.
Was that a yes?
School holidays and I'm really not making excuses. I just know if I say to my husband, babe, there's this thing I want to do, he'll be like, what now? Fucking hell.
Just you can say, babe, I'm gonna come back hotter.
You're amazing. Love that.
Nikki, would you like me to pull a card for you?
I would love you to pull a card for me,
yes.
please.
I was drawn to do two decks, and the first question is, what do you need to surrender in order to overcome the fear? And it's surrender to success. You can't write this stuff. I'm going to read what it says. You are ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. And I'll show you the card closer.
No, it's got
the image.
On.
Yes. And it's a portal you need to step on. In my opinion, the best coach in the world, apart from obviously this woman, this planner, is Tony Robbins. And he does that on every single event he does in person. Yeah. I've joined his virtual event, so we were breaking the woods. And when you shared your story with breaking things with your throat, this is so empowering to people. And that this would definitely bring you to another level of bringing and empowering people and women and bringing out the feminine energy, the creative side of them. But because I was drawn to another thing, which is the soul's journey, let's see what lesson and what learning would be behind that event, behind you going. This one jumped. Bear with me. Indecision, my darling. You can't write that stuff. I use my intuition in all aspects of your life. So by looking at those cards, just by looking at those 2 cards, actually, with this portal here, this would help you potentially with, I'm sorry, but I have to show you this image as well, because it's a fiery element as well here on that card with this indecision. This could potentially be a portal for you, taking you to a next level, but also helping you to just make decisions quicker in your life in general, make business decisions quicker. And also the fire element is the passion element. So it's all about manifesting the fire which is within you. So I would suggest go for it, but it's obviously your decision.
I love those cards. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Bring the inner child out skipping on the fire. Oh, yeah. I know. Thank you.
Anyone else?
I'll just, before anyone else from the participants, I did a fire walk last year, Nikki, for charity. And I was like, oh my God, I've got to train in this. This is amazing. So if I was you, I'd bloody do it, to be quite honest. If you can make it all work and that belly is got full of fire, go for it. Because as you said, you can help other people on retreats, you can add extra value to your own retreats. It's just, yeah.
Ooh, okay.
It is a life-changing thing once you've done it, isn't it? And I did it 3 times that night. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I
Thank
just
you.
want to add to that really, to what's been said and the guidance that's been offered, in that, just an observation, which is that when you talked about the firewalking and the possibility, it lit you up. You were really like buzzing and excited. And when you spoke about the reasons that you didn't know what to do, whether to do it or not, they were all practical.
Yeah.
And I understand practicality is a part of decision making, but it just felt that one was lighting you up and making you and igniting your energy, and one was like, yeah, but hang on a minute, I'm going to have a difficult conversation if I do that, because it's going to mean I'm away for this length of time and that length of time. And sometimes these things aren't practical, and sometimes they don't align. But if the only reason that's holding you back from doing it is practicality and is having a difficult conversation, then there's your answer as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I think I was trying to feel into if I really wanted it first, you know, before I had the conversation, because I know what the conversation's going to be. So I thought, right, if I can just, and then if I can maybe find some solutions around some of it, because he's dead good. He's not like an ogre, and he's amazing. And, you know, I've run retreats in Mexico and things, and he's had the kids all week, and he's just fantastic. But it's just because it's half term as well.
Do you want to do it?
I do want to do it. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Cam says, what would the squaring squirrel do?
Oh my God. Yeah, exactly. Be all over it.
And it's not going to pass you by, as we know. You know, if you decide not to do it this time, it's going to pop up again. It's not going to leave you.
No, that's the thing as well, because everyone was going, when's the next time? And I was like, it's October or next May. So if I don't do it now, I've got those 2 other times, but I can't do it in October because I've got so much going on. So it would be next year. And then half of me's like, do I need to do it now? Do I just want to do it now and be like, stop following the shiny because you can do it whenever, or do you just fuck it and do it now?
Would you like to do it now?
Yeah, I think I would.
I'm putting my coaching into practice.
Well done. I wasn't very indecisive then, was I? I was like,
no.
Lent me forward. So I was like, oh yeah, I do.
Does anybody have anything else to offer?
Life's too short, just go for it.
Thanks, Kaz.
Could you record it and download it on the Soul Awakening Facebook page so I can see, or message me just so I could see, please?
We training. Oh my God, yeah.
Walking on the fire.
Yeah.
Right. So you haven't made a decision yet, basically. Right. So there's the 2 of Swords, the indecision. So we need to look at what would be the outcome if you said yeah, right? What would be the outcome if you said no? Okay. So what would be the outcome if Nikki said no? Not this time. Not that. Okay. You've got the 3 of Wands. So it could leave you to focus on your retreat academy
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, I feel like you have a feeling in your tummy that this is really what you should be doing.
Yeah.
So, what's the outcome if she says yes? Nine of Pentacles. So the outcome, if you say yeah, is like you're really going to enjoy it. You know, I feel like, oh,
Life's
yeah,
short, isn't it?
this is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So there's
think,
no negativity around saying yeah.
yeah. And my cards
Not
will,
mentioned bringing all of the pentacles to the business, which would give you as well, because Nine of Pentacles is that material good, that security. Yeah.
okay, watch this space.
We
Yeah.
will be watching for sure.
Nikki, what would you tell to your friend who would have that problem? How would you have that conversation with a friend who came to you with that specific problem
I'm
on
guessing,
making that decision?
I was thinking about talking to myself like that. I was like, how does it feel? And then I felt dead excited, and then I went a bit like, oh, I need to do this first, really. And then I got dead excited again about it, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be so good. And yeah, so I'd just get them to feel into it, and yeah, because
There's a practical thing to this, right? So, like, I know I feel I should be doing this, but I really want to do that. And then you get all the doubts is, oh, I'm always doing things. I'm always doing this. This is just typical me. So what can you line up that is actually working on your franchise so that you don't have that guilt around doing it? You know, it's like, okay, well, what can I dedicate to instead of just thinking, oh, guilty, I feel bad about, like, you know, not doing anything when I should be doing it.
it's only 4 days.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
It's only
you know,
4 days.
what realistically would you do in those 4 days?
Well, I've just
Yeah.
planned something out this morning for like an awareness Zoom talk. Sort of the doors are open. I'm doing a cohort in, you know, July. If you've got questions about the franchise, come and let's chat, and it'll help you do this, and I can do this and do that, do this. So I'm going to put that on the 23rd.
Yeah.
So that's before the 29th. So I can focus on that.
So would that alleviate some of the guilt?
Yeah, I think it's just, I expect people to go, oh, what's she doing now? But because
Yeah.
it does so many things.
Oh, don't tell anyone.
No, don't think I will.
But
Made it public.
yeah,
It's on your page.
this is one of the things that holds us back as coaches and therapists. We tell too many people, and you know, quite often we need to play our cards close to your chest. I don't tell my family all my friends, my biggest goals, desires, and aspirations. I don't tell them. I don't want anybody's opinion. I don't want to see anybody's face change, whether it's good or not. I don't want anybody tainting, shadowing, coloring my dream.
Yeah.
So, like, play your cards close to your chest, or, you know, tell the select few, the whole world, you know.
I don't think I would till I was there, and then it'd be like, right, this is what I'm doing.
You do know this is live on social media.
I forgot about that.
Oh,
well.
But yeah,
thank you.
oh, there was something else that I wanted to say, not around this. There was something else, but it's gone out my head. Does anybody else have any questions before we round the day off?
Get excited now.
We want to hear about it.
Definitely.
Okay, any questions from anybody in the audience before we leave? Just inviting you sharing your time for free. You have us all in the palm of your hand.
Yeah, well, not to monopolize the entire call, but I'm a Gemini, so I'm the chatty one. My question is, what would be the journey and the path to take in order to end up as a panelist on a lovely call like this?
I did see your question. So basically, this is open for people who've trained as coaches or healers through the Soul Awakening Academy. So take, one of the courses. We do have an offer running, by the way, and there's like 25% off our top level courses, the 3. So to go on your journey there, because it's difficult for me to invite people in when I don't know their skills and all of that thing. And I like, basically, this is a great way for me to help showcase what the coaches can do. It's a springboard for them as well. So, they can gain credibility and things like that. So the first thing is come and train with the Soul Awakening Academy. And then, it moves on from there. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time today, ladies. It's been lovely seeing you faces again. Tomorrow is going to be an epic day. We've got Dr. Tegan Elm coming on. She's a trauma specialist. She's shared the stage recently with Gabor Mate in Canada.
Oh, wow.
She's fantastic.
Ooh.
So she teaches on our trauma course, the Trauma-Informed Spiritual Facilitator Training. She is a teacher on there. So you get her expertise. So she's on tomorrow with other panelists as well. Probably Amanda, you back with us tomorrow? Yeah. And some other people will be. So yeah, tomorrow we are wrapping it up, and it's all about taking your wounds and turning them into wisdom. So it's finding the wisdom in your wounds, which again is another thing that's close to my heart. And it does tie in with your business and how you share your message and your story, all of that. So hopefully I'll see you back for tomorrow. Okay, ladies, lots of love. Take care for now. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.